you are already rich. You are the money you are looking for. I'm going to tell you people and help you discover money in your territory, in your space, in you. And I will tell you that you can always create money from nothing, from yourself. That you already have money inside you and around you right now as we are speaking. But you need to be taught to discover them. So the principle number one is that poverty and riches don't depend on money. It is not money that decides if someone is rich or poor. So money is not the determining factor. That's a revolutionary thought. That how is it that money is not the determining factor for wealth or poverty? Money is not what determines if someone is rich or poor. What I'm saying basically is that, anyway, before I explain it, let me give you the second thought. The second thought is this. The state of your finances is not what determines if you are rich or poor. I'm saying the same thing but in a different way, but put that down as well. Number 3, we are the ones who enthrone money to the paramount position in life. Next point. By overemphasizing money, we make it an object of worship. Next point. The truth, however, is that true wealth is beyond money. Yes. True wealth is beyond money. Next point. Your hidden resources or invisible resources are more important than money. Next point. Your greatest riches, wealth, and resources remain unrecognized by you. What I'm saying is that they are there only because you have not recognized them. Can I say the next one?
Yes.
You are rich. You are already rich. But you are poor because you have not acknowledged your wealth. Okay, Frank, we need you back again. These are very strong hypotheses that I want you to put on notice. To note. So what is the first hypothesis that we have there?
Money is not the determining factor for wealth or poverty.
Louder, so that the last person out there will hear.
Money is not the determining factor for wealth or poverty.
That is very controversial. That sounds very controversial. That sounds like unreal. How could money not be the determining factor for wealth or poverty? That is to say, I need 2 people. Please come. Yeah. Anyone of you come. 2 people. If money is not the determining factor for poverty or wealth, let's say that you have $1 million US right now with you. We've got to signify that somehow. Let's say this is $1 million US you have, right? But you are a poor student that doesn't even have $10. You don't even have $10, but you have $1 million. And then Pastor Sunday comes and says that, and you are saying I'm poor, and he says he's rich. And I'm saying, why? Because he has money now. That's why he's rich. And I'm poor because I don't have money. Then I say, no. Money is not the determining factor for wealth or poverty, for riches or poverty. So you are poor not because you don't have that money. And you are rich not because you have this money. Like for example, Pastor Sunday, I never have money. Look. It's not just today. It's not just today. It's not just today. Anybody has ever seen me do this before? Yes, you've seen it before? I never have money. See, show them. This is the way I walk about. See? This is my pocket. See? See? I'm the poorest preacher in the world. I mean, I'm not the poorest. Like, I'm the most no money preacher in the world. Cashless. I'm the most cashless pastor in the world. The most cashless pastor in the world. This is where I work about. The most cashless individual, not just pastor, individual in the world. I never go about with money. I never have one. In fact, if I happen to go to town and I will need money, I will have to call on my driver to go and pay. Then somewhere I'll find a way to compensate him to return the money to him. That's the way I do. In fact, for me to go to church and give tithe and offering, I have to find my wife. My wife has to be around. Yeah. If my wife is not around, no tithe and offering. So I'm always penniless. I'm always penniless. But the good thing is that I make others rich. Yeah. That is the way Paul said it. He said, we are poor, but we are making others rich. We are weak, but we make others strong. Is that not beautiful? Is that not beautiful? I would rather be like that than having money, carrying money. So when I say, you have this money here, $1 million US, and you are not even worth $10. And I said, that's not a factor. That money that is in that guy's is not a factor. So if money is not the determining factor for wealth or poverty, what then is? Is that the question you would like to get answer to? Yes. What then is? It's not money. Yes, it's not. Because this money that we are seeing right now is only a manifestation or a manifested form of wealth. Remember that. A form of wealth. A manifested form of it. A manifested variation of wealth. Just a form of it. So if we come from that school of thought that money is just a form of money, of wealth, just a form of wealth. So if this is reduced to only one form of wealth, could you then assume, or will you be right to then assume that I see, he might not be having quite that form of wealth called money, but it might indeed, sit down here. We are blocking your view. Let me put it this way. So since this one is in just one form of wealth, and it's called money, he has it. Good for him. Never jealous him. We don't need to jealous him. I mean, we don't need to envy him. But this other guy that doesn't have any money, he might have another form of wealth. That is not money. It might be manifested or unmanifested. This one, in this case, is manifested and visible. But in that case, it might not yet be manifested or manifested, but you are not calling it money. And you are not calling it wealth. Because one of the points there says, because you have elevated the position and the role and the status of cash, money, to be the supreme paramount one, whereby there are so many other forms of wealth that are real, that might even be sometimes superior to money that you have refused to recognize. So that's one factor. If money is not the determining factor, what then is? So number one, knowledge of the fact that money is only a variation of wealth. That acknowledgement, that recognition is what makes a big difference. Number two, the person who has this money in his hand and the person who doesn't have it, they are having two opinions. One is thinking that one has money and the other one thinking that they don't have money. So what is the factor in determining either you are rich or you are poor? The factor is knowledge. Knowledge of what wealth is and where wealth comes from. And also knowledge of money, what money is, and where money comes from. There are two things. What wealth is and where wealth comes from, and what money is and where money comes from. I'm sure you people are writing these things down, right? Because I might not come back to explain it, but if you need me to come back to explain it, then you remind me that, Pastor, you have not explained it. So I'm not writing anything. I'm just speaking. I don't have a note, you see. I'm just speaking. So anything that you are not very clear on, remind me to come back, or you just put question mark so that when I'm through, you might be able to ask those questions, okay? Now, the next factor is, if money is not the determining factor for wealth or poverty, so he doesn't have money, he has money, that is not the reason why he's poor, and this is not the reason why this one is rich. So what is the reason? Because I have said that we need to know where money comes from and where wealth comes from. So it means that money comes from somewhere and wealth comes from somewhere. If money comes from somewhere and wealth comes from somewhere, why is this one then poor and this one is rich? It's because, that's the next factor, why one is rich and one is poor. It's because the one that is rich has connected back to the source of money, where money comes from. He has discovered a source where money comes from, but that does not necessarily mean that he has discovered the source where wealth comes from. But the person who doesn't have money has simply not discovered where the source of money or wealth comes from. This one is better because he has discovered the source of at least one of the two. But that one has not discovered the wealth of the source of anyone. You know, I'm looking at people. It's like I am confused. It's like I'm taking you to the forest. I'm taking you to the African jungle. The way you are looking at me is like I am getting more complicated by every little statement I make. But even me, I'm getting hotter. Please let them open. Let them open that window. Or is it window we're going to open? Open something, anything at all. Yes. I need to get some of those. Okay. If money is not the determining factor for wealth or poverty, it therefore means that there is a problem. What is the problem? Why are we saying one is poor and one is rich? Now, how many points did I give under that first one? 3. Can anybody repeat them?
Money is a variation.
Please go to her.
Money is a variation of wealth. The knowledge of what wealth is and its origin. The knowledge of what money is and its origin. Then the third one is the connecting the source of money.
No, that's not the way I said them. Did anybody say them exactly the way I said them? Please.
Money is only a manifested variant of wealth. Then knowledge of the fact that money is only a variation of wealth, knowledge of what wealth is and where wealth comes from, and knowledge of what money is and where money comes from. Then the second factor
Do you people agree with that? Yes. Brilliant. So this is the way you are supposed to write. Or I'm going to make her to go and sit there. Huh? I think it's better. Okay, they say it's better. Go and sit there. I'm going to promote you. You have tried. You are going to take a deserved rest.
Okay. Okay, so to start again. Money is only a manifested variant of wealth. Knowledge of the fact that money is only a variation of wealth. Knowledge of what wealth is and where wealth comes from. Knowledge of what money is and where money comes from. The rich in money person.
That is still number 1 point, right?
The first point was money is only a manifested variant of wealth.
Okay. Can I say that again?
Money is only a manifested variant of wealth.
Is that one clear enough or not?
Yes, that one is clear.
Somebody said that one is clear.
Yes.
Okay, if you say that one is clear, that money is only a manifest. Is it? So don't leave out the manifested though. Every word is important when I speak. So it's a manifested variant of wealth. Now, if money is only manifested, right?
Yes.
Manifested variant of wealth. So what are the other variants? Yes.
Health.
How would that be converted to money? Okay, good that you said it. Wealth, write it down. Anybody writing it down? They are giving you other variation. No, write it down in your notes. All of you write it down in your notes. So let's put another note there. So if money is only one variation, is only a variation of wealth, wealth, what are the other variations? They said what? Health. Write it down. Health. Who says what? No, stand up and talk. Skills. Beautiful. Skills. Write that down. Number 2.
Interpersonal
Relationship. Write down. Relationship. 3.
Intellectual
Somebody said time. Write that down. Time.
intellectual development.
Intellectual development. Intellect. Write that down. You want to write something? Okay, write down. You can be writing. Yeah, you can be doing it. You can put that one down, the books down.
Positive mental attitude.
Positive mental attitude. Beautiful. Make sure you are writing all these points you are mentioning.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ideas.
Beautiful.
Influence.
Excellent.
Good reputation.
Excellent. Purpose. Excellent. Creativity. Excellent. Values. Brilliant.
Action.
Education. We already have it. Education. Okay, but you can put the education.
Action.
Beautiful.
Ability, teachability, ability to learn.
Ability to learn. Okay, beautiful. Somebody said
Critical thinking.
critical thinking. Beautiful. You see how much wealth we are discovering? And you are telling me about you are poor? You are telling me that somebody is poor? You are telling me somebody is poor? Okay, let's go.
Talent.
Talent. Beautiful.
Positive mindset.
I think we already had that.
Kindness.
We already had that.
Integrity.
Integrity, we already had that. Somebody said something like that. Reputation, integrity, reputation, yeah?
Land.
Land?
Yes.
You want to talk about properties. Properties.
Consistency.
It falls under values.
Yeah.
Persistence. Okay, when you write value, where you wrote value, put persistence there. In the same area where the value is the same. Huh? Influence is there already, yes. It's already there. Integrity, character, yes. Productivity or production? Productivity, production. Is it the same as creativity? No? Okay, production and productivity. Connection, we already had connections. Huh? Voice. Okay. She said voice. Beautiful. Let's just use voice or words. Words and voice in the same category. Voice. What did she say? Voice? And words, yeah. Words and voice, the same category. Nobody can say anything anymore. Let me tell you more.
Confidence.
Let me tell you more.
Yes, sir.
Can I tell you more?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Body.
Body.
Your body. One of the greatest wealth you have. Next one. You want to tell me the next one? You want me to tell you the next one?
Brain.
Your mind, not brain, mind. Next one. No. Next one. Feelings and emotions. Yes. We already said that. Yes. Next one. Willpower. Willpower.
Our geographical location.
Okay? When we wrote the earlier ones, we could put in the upper, somewhere upper there, location or environment. Location and environment. Huh? Opportunities, okay? We already had something like that. Yeah, hard work, yes. Hard work and diligence.
How about hope?
Hope, yes, hope, beautiful. Hope, beautiful. Hope and faith. Faith and hope, yes. Beautiful. You people are becoming creative. You are becoming so smart. Give yourself a round of applause. You are becoming so smart. You are becoming so smart, huh? But when I just started with that statement, that money is not the only determining factor, you had questions. But now you are smarter than me. And then when I said, money, this money here, this 1 million here, it depends on how you see it. It's only one variation. And you didn't know, but he doesn't have $10 anymore. How can you say they are equal? It might even be better than this 1 million.
Yes.
Now, and one thing I want to show you tonight is how many points have we made? Those things we just mentioned now, those other variations of money. There are too many. 20, okay, 20 plus.
25.
If you want, then I will not be able to do what I thought I would do. I could show you how to, at least I could show you 5. You could tell me any one of the 21 points you have, and choose any the most difficult one that you don't know how to convert to money. No, wait. Not now. Maybe they show them that they laugh. And don't be turning your spine at this one. They will beg it like So what I wanted to do was to explain to you how to use all the 21, how to convert 29, all the 29 points that you have, how to convert each and every one of them to cash.
Wow. So we have time. We have a good time. Number one.
Time appeared automatically. You want to tell me you already have time? Oh, the 29. Okay, let's add one more to be 30.
Family.
I don't know if anybody said zeal or passion. Was passion there? No. Okay, put passion and zeal there. So we'll stop at that. Now, let me tell you another factor here that you need to write down. Let's say this man has $1 million that he has now, but this one only has, let's say, 2 or 3 of those things we listed. I would dare to submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, that if this man is a man of understanding, he is indeed richer than the man with the 1 million cash in his hand. He could be richer, only potentially. Depends on a number of factors. So we have those things now that I want to show you how to convert all these things to money. And before I convert them to money for you, let's go down through other lists first. Then we'll come back to convert all these things. And also, where are we? This topic, why did I come here? Oh. No, because I'm in problem. I mean, all of us are in trouble because the conference is finishing on Friday. This HMT is finishing on Friday. But with all these things I have to talk about, I need at least a full week. I need 20 hours for these things, minimum. No, I just don't know. It's not even about the assignment. Days are not enough. Okay, let's see. I will probably try just to jump and give you some of the most important things. Okay, so what are the other underline? These are just the number 1 point and the points under it. Yeah, please. What's the next point under it?
Knowledge of what wealth is and where wealth comes from. Knowledge of what money is and where money comes from.
Ooh, that's another big one. My God. Repeat that, please.
Knowledge of what wealth is and where wealth comes from. Knowledge of what money is and where money comes from.
For me to answer that question, I need to answer another question. Yeah, you can shoot from the back, my voice will be there. And for me to answer that one, I need to first of all answer another question. Knowledge of what wealth is and where wealth comes from, and knowledge of what money is and what money comes from. First of all, we need to start by answering the question, what is the difference there? Is there any difference between money and wealth? Yes. So what is the difference between wealth and money? Then maybe I will test your knowledge. What is the difference between wealth and money, please?
Wealth is an essence, while money is a form. So money is just an expression of the essence of wealth.
Mm-hmm. That is very philosophical. Even though it's very smart. But can you explain it for ordinary human beings like them?
All right. Essence describes the being of a thing. What makes this thing the thing itself. Yeah, the subject, not the it's the subject. So, but you may not be able to touch it. It resides in the intangible word. Yes, it's not. Yeah, it's intangible. It doesn't like dwell in this realm. So you could be wealthy with so many things, like every other thing we've mentioned that was different from money. But money is that physical material that you use as a means of exchange, which is a form, just an expression out of a plethora of other expressions of wealth. So money is just one form. Yeah. So it means if I begin to crack jokes now, I'm expressing myself as a comedian. So that makes comedian a form of me. But otherwise, you could see me preaching, and that makes preaching a form of me. But those are not me. They are just how I express some part of me. So
Brilliant, excellent. So money is what we use to make wealth visible.
Yes.
Money is what we use. Money is a means of communicating wealth. Money is what we use to move around wealth. Money is what we use to measure wealth, if you want. So money is a form of measurement and a form of expression of wealth. For example, if I say Nigeria has all this wealth, oil and raw materials, that's wealth. Now, but we convert it to money at a time. So let's say the whole composition of Nigerian money and wealth is like $1 trillion in oil. But for money is how much of that wealth do you want to, have you managed to convert, or have you managed to
materialize.
no, have you managed to transfer, to make a Lego tender, to make portable, is it portable we say? To make movable, portable, and mobile, and expressive. So money is what makes us to measure, measure. It helps us to measure, because if we take wealth, we cannot just use wealth now to go to the store. And it is too much for store. So you have to break it down to little segments or expressible form, measurable form. So money is the measurable form, is what helps wealth to be measured, to be determined, to be broken into pieces, to be transferred, to be communicated more easily. So money is an expression of wealth, an expression, but not the only expression. So basically, Victor got it right. So now that we have answered what is the difference between money and wealth, then we want to know what is the source of wealth and what is the source of money. What is wealth and what is the source of wealth? Wealth, therefore, is the latent energy, power, resources that could be converted to supply human needs. Either is converted to money or into other forms to secure the needs of humanity. So where does wealth come from? Majorly, wealth comes from God and his creation. So anything that is created by God is a form of wealth. But there are some basic wealth that God has given to us and that is available to all men. The basic wealth that God has given to all men are, the greatest of them all is time. Time. Another wealth that God has given to us is space. The second greatest wealth God has given to us is space. You all understand what space is? Huh? No. Okay, time, everybody knows what time is. But there is no relevance in time without space. Space is territory. Is where. So territory, so time is when, space is where. Can you understand that? Space could be land, space could be territory, space could be internet, space could be where, just where? Where? In the air, in the ocean, in the sea, space. Where anything could be expressed, where anything could happen. So space answer to the question of where, and time answer to the question of when. So is that clear? Yes, sir. So those are the very, very basic wealth, source of wealth. So when I say why space is a source of wealth, because the oil that you are talking about is in land, and land is just one expression of space. The ocean that you are talking about, the fishes and everything in the ocean, is space. It's just an expression of space. So it's wealth. The mountains you are talking about is space. So it's also, all those things contain wealth. I don't know if you are getting it. Yes, the space also include air. Where? Air. Space, air. Cosmos. Galaxies. All these things are space. They are also wealth. Beautiful God. Therefore, God has made us to be immeasurably wealthy. Wow. How? By exploring space and time. Yeah, you can clap. All wealth are in those two places, time and space. But there are additional wealth or resources that make us to be able to access those, convert wealth, extract wealth from time and space. There are additional blessings and resources that God has given unto us, wealth that God has given unto us. So what are the other fundamental wealth that help us to access the primary wealth that we have in space and time?
Critical thinking?
No. Let me give you the other fundamental ones. The fundamental ones. One is work. Work is one of the greatest wealth that God has given to you. Because without work, you cannot explore space, either it's land, or there are trees, or there are ocean, or there are rivers, You cannot explore anything without work. So work is one of the greatest wealth God has given us. So it's number 3 in the after space. I mean after time, space. The next one in importance is work. Maybe it's number 4, but I put it number 3. There is one other one that could be number 3, because that one is you. That one is me. But we intentionally counting ourselves last. All right. So we put we put that one as number 3. Work, the most important thing. Most important thing. The number 3 most important source of wealth in the whole world is work. Work is one of the greatest blessings God has given to man. Amazing. Because without work, you cannot explore the oceans, you cannot exploit the space, you cannot exploit the firmament, you cannot exploit the river, you cannot exploit the land, you cannot exploit the trees, you cannot exploit the mountains, you cannot exploit anything, you cannot derive any physical wealth from any one of them. So, work. So when some people say they are spiritual, and they say, oh, you don't need to work, work is a cause, or work is... But before curse came, before Adam and Eve were, before, they fell, before there was, there was work in the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
Before even Satan came around.
Yes.
So work is a blessing. So anybody that is telling you that if you are spiritual, if God is for you, you shouldn't work. Or if you are working, it's a sign that God is not for you. They are too stupid. They are not using their mind at all. It's true. At all. They are just off it.